Liberty, can you take it slow? Please? What are we talking about?
Choose your character.
Oh, Gorsh.
How long is chapter 39? Okay, this one's kind of long too. I can do this one and then we can switch back. Chapter 39. Hey there, sweetheart, Captain Justice said. He landed with poise and embraced his daughter in a warm hug.
Hi, Dad.
Liberty greeted meekly. She didn't want to interrupt Adrian, but she didn't want to be rude to her father either.
What took you so long?
Oh, you know. The usual, he said, smiling softly. He felt terrible. No, he felt worse than terrible. His daughter had been depending on him, and he had let her down. He was a little over an hour late. Of course, it looked as though she and Adrian had managed to entertain themselves. He was glad they hadn't been stuck there waiting without anything to do. It looked like they built a snowman, or at least started to. That was a good thing.
Dad, this is Adrian Fate. Adrian, this is my dad. Captain Justice.
I'm on your other side, Connor.
Hi. Too late now.
Liberty introduced, even though both of them knew who the other one was. They had seen each other before, when Adrian was on trial. But then... Nice to meet you, Adrian. Officially, that is, the captain greeted, offering the teenage boy his hand. Adrian shook it with his snowy glove, smiling sheepishly. Adrian told himself he shouldn't be so nervous, but this was Captain Justice, the strongest, bravest, most powerful hero. Not only was he the leader of the League of Heroes and the head of the High Council, but he was the principal's boyfriend! And more important than any of that, he was Liberty's dad. If he ever wanted to get anywhere with Liberty, the first step was to get in good with her father.
Whoa.
Whoa.
He's getting in with his father.
Well, not that he was getting anywhere anyway. He had tried. He had just tried to ask her out and he had been interrupted. Maybe they just weren't meant to be. Everything always seemed to interfere whenever they tried to make any sort of serious gesture towards each other. Adrian shook it off. No, he couldn't think about that. Not now.
Thank you, sir, for taking me off campus for holiday break. It means a lot to me.
Well, when Liberty emailed me, expressing her distress to your situation, I knew it was our responsibility to make sure you were properly taken care of. I mean, it is the holidays, after all. 'Tis the season, as they say.
Thanks.
Adrian nodded. Liberty, we'll get your cuff unlocked, and then we'll be on our way. There's no end quote there. Captain Justice said, patting her on the back. He led the teens to the gate. Liberty held out her left wrist for the lady at the gate. She used one of the key devices to unlock it and store it for when she got back. Liberty's powers returned, sending tingles through her body. Without even thinking about it, her body floated a few inches off of the ground before she reprimanded herself and returned her feet to the cement. Adrian smiled at her, impressed with her ability. She smiled back, noticing that he had seen what she did, and tucked a stray strand of blonde hair back into her hood. Adrian, are you okay with heights? Captain Justice asked, raising an eyebrow and smiling.
He isn't.
Liberty answered before he could. He looked over at her, glaring a bit that she had embarrassed him in front of her father.
Oh, and she's gonna keep going? He freaked out on Everett's bus when we went out for...
Hey, parts in for neck. Gabbard. Let's stop.
No, you're not. Don't apologize if you don't mean it.
You're right. Keep reading, bitch.
He freaked out on Albert's bus when we went out for frozen yogurt. Every time we've left campus since then.
Hey.
But I can take him, Dad. It's no problem. They're not talking about a fight. Right, Adrian?
Right.
He struggled to form coherent words.
So what exactly are we doing?
Here, Liberty said.
Oh, no. She stood in front of him.
One arm over my shoulder, the other under my arm.
What?
Adrian asked, too startled to react straight away. Liberty sighed and turned around. She put his hand on her shoulder and the other under her other arm. She turned around again, and he repeated the motion. Liberty pulled his arms out in front of her and locked his hands around her. It was kind of awkward, what with him being taller than her at all, but that wouldn't matter for long. I don't feel like this is the most secure way to transport the boy. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like he's...
I feel like I'd be more comfortable with Captain Justice. Who I know is just gonna cradle me like a football. Over my
God.
girlfriend, Captain Marvel, who's gonna drop me.
Hold on tight, Captain Justice warned. He bent his knees before springing into the air and launching himself into the sky.
Holy shit.
Adrian muttered.
Liberty, can you take it slow? Please? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Oh my god.
What would be the fun in that, Mr. Fate?
She bent her knees and took off just as her father had. The only difference would be that she had a screaming Adrian clinging to her back.
I changed my mind. I gotta do all that.
Calm down, you big baby.
How are you so calm?
You get used to it, dork.
She shook her head, smiling. Soon they both got used to the constant rush of the wind in their faces as they flew, and in a minute they caught up to Captain Justice. He laughed at the sight of a very startled Adrian Fate holding onto his only daughter for dear life, and then it sunk in. Adrian Fate, the son of his worst enemy, clinging to his only daughter. His only daughter! What was wrong with this picture? If he had seen them at school, if he had seen their behavior towards each other, maybe he wouldn't be as calm as he was at the moment. But even though he wasn't all that close to Liberty, he was still as protective as every other father on the face of the planet is. "You doing all right?" he asked with concern. Adrian couldn't find words, so he simply nodded in response. "You look a little pale there, buddy."
He's naturally pale.
Liberty shrugged. Like his mother.
Oh, whoa.
And we'll do a punch-in on Phil right there. Like his mother, Captain Justice added. Adrian nodded. Now that he mentioned it, Adrian did look a remarkable lot like his mother. He would compare himself to his own father, but he hadn't seen him in so long. He could barely even remember what his father looked like. His mother had burned all the pictures when he left them. She felt too guilty. She had chased it. Oh my god, we're getting a lore dump. Oh my god. She had chased him away, and no matter how she tried to deny it, she couldn't. So the pictures had burned in the fire. One of the last times she had used her magic until recently. Of course, she had used little touches of magic here and there, but never like she had back in the day. Adrian tried to remember as they flew through the sky. He struggled to recollect any image of the man who had been there, a minor part of his life, but a part no less. All Adrian could find were blurry images and empty memories. He was too small to remember, and he was too scared to ask his mother. He couldn't ask her now, not where he was. Maybe he would never know.
Adrian?
Liberty asked again. She had been trying to get his attention for the past several minutes. Boy went to his
Comatose.
mind palace.
Sometimes when you dissociate, there's no bringing you back.
But it seemed he either wasn't paying attention to her, couldn't hear her, or had passed out mid-flight. If he Oh, typo. Sorry, gang. A lot of those this episode. Whoa! Whoa!
Godspeed, Phil.
Do y'all see that, right?
I thought.
I don't know. That's been happening the past week. I think someone else has lights, and it's somehow the remote is like affecting my lights, but they've just changed colors, and I don't
No.
understand why that's happening.
That happened my
Oh,
senior year. Our neighbors had the same brand of string lights as we did, and they kept changing our
yo,
string
I
lights.
think I'm about to get conjuringed. I don't know.
Though if he had passed out, he would have lost his grip on her and slipped off her back. That was sort of the scenario.
Whoa.
Oh, hey, yo. Oh, I'm sorry. What were you saying?
We're almost there.
We're almost there. Just make a left at this coral.
Okay.
He said, taking a sigh of relief.
Okay, good.
You excited to get down from way up here? Captain Justice asked, suppressing a smile. You know, your mother can fly.
I know. So can I. That doesn't mean I like it.
You dork. Take
Okay.
a shot every time she calls him a dork.
I was just gonna say.
pet name.
Yeah, alright. Here, here.
Oh my god.
It goes both ways.
Fighting for your life.
Oh, shut up.
He muttered so quietly that only she could hear him. She could feel his breath on her ear and smiled at his closeness, but shook it off immediately, reminding herself not to do this in front of her father. Not
What in front of your
here.
father?
Not
Dude.
now. Perhaps not ever.
Girl.
Liberty.
Naughty, naughty.
Oh my god. There it is. Captain Justice pointed ahead to the huge mansion on the hill.
There it is.
tall.
The smut.
It was tall, grand, 3 stories tall, and filled with things Adrian could only imagine. It was the stereotypical house, exactly the sort of thing that you would imagine a super rich superhero would settle down in. It was bigger than Bruce Wayne's. It was cooler than Oliver Queen's. And it was more high-tech than Tony Stark's. It was perfect. But to a guy like Adrian, who had only ever grown up in quaint little city houses with only his mother, it was intimidating, to say the least. He wanted a map, and was immediately afraid that he would get lost as soon as he crossed the threshold.
So, are Bruce, Oliver, and Tony real people in this world? Or is it like comic book
I am
movies?
assuming that they are fictional. I think. I'm pretty sure they're not real people in this universe, but I could be mistaken. I don't feel like they appear, because this was like not fan fiction. So I don't feel like they'll show up, but you know, we still got 10 plus chapters, so maybe.
What's about to happen in these 10 chapters?
Whoa. The next line?
Why was asexual baby Morgan writing all these sexual lines and she didn't know? She didn't know at all. She didn't understand. She didn't know. But they all are.
I don't think I can listen to Connor say this. I think I'm gonna hop off now. Actually.
Whoa.
Should I whisper it?
I wish you wouldn't.
Oh no.
It doesn't feel as big as it looks.
That's exactly how I imagine you saying it in that scenario. Half laughing.
Yeah, the little laugh at the end got me good.
If you get lost, just holler. I'll come find you.
Ha ha. Very funny.
Adrian mumbled.
I don't think I've ever seen a house this big. Are we sure we're talking about a house here?
Neither have I, Liberty stated.
Narrating now.
Morgan, what is going on here?
I don't know, the wires are getting crossed, man.
Except maybe Liara's castle back home.
Castle.
It's pretty big.
You've been to Xenon? What the?
I have. She took Rachel, the Blake twins, and I last summer for a few weeks. It was the coolest thing ever. It doesn't even begin to compare to the pictures.
I'm gonna need to see these pictures.
Whoa.
Right after we show you Lib's baby pictures, Captain Justice teased.
Yeah.
Okay,
Dad.
fine. He surrendered. I'll do it when you're not around. For a second, Adrian was afraid she would shoot lasers from her eyes or something. No such luck. After a few seconds, they landed on the front porch. Liberty opened the door and walked inside. She spun around in a circle with her arms out, motioning all around her.
Welcome home.
She said quietly.
Oh, well, I didn't deliver that with the cadence.
Welcome home. It's the same energy as the Dumbledore asked quietly.
Harry! I protest! Harry, you put your name in the goblet of fire.
Is that a liberty I hear?
Steve asked, emerging from the den. He was wearing his "I'm with her hero" t-shirt. He thought it was the funniest thing he owned, but everyone else just thought it was plain stupid. It was sort of clever, they supposed. Sort of. I don't even think he has a girlfriend. I guess I don't know that.
Hey, Steve.
Liberty greeted, waving. Steve's eyes found Adrian. He'd been told he was coming, but he still couldn't believe his eyes. Adrian Fate, Mr. Fate's son, in his house. It was unreal. The times had changed big time. 10 years ago, if he had been there, the world would have had a cow. But now, things were okay.
You're Stephen Stripes, right?
Adrian asked. Steve nodded. I thought his name was Steven Stars.
Let's take a gander.
I feel like it was.
I think it was. Morgan said, I haven't used this character in like 20 chapters.
Yeah.
Like, give me a break.
I'll take a sip for the continuity error.
Oh.
Oh yeah, it is.
I thought it was Stars.
Stars is his middle name. It's Steven Star Stripes.
Steve nodded. Surprised Adrian had recognized him so easily. Then again, it was possible that Mara had taught him all of that stuff so that he would be able to identify his enemies. Steve was wary, but offered his hand anyway, deciding he would give Adrian a chance.
You must be Adrian Fate. Nice to meet you, Adrian. Liberty here has sure told me a lot about you.
Steve winked at Liberty and she rolled her eyes.
Shut up.
Why does she hit everyone? She's so violent.
That's something y'all need to talk about in therapy. Like, honestly, dead mom and hitting things.
What about it?
Was Baby Morgan hitting on people?
I mean, no. So I don't know. I mean, at the time, this is my sophomore year. I was like starting to finally make friends, but I was still like very sheltered Lutheran school girl. So I feel like a lot of that comes.
Oh, that's why.
She hit Steve in the chest playfully. If he said one more word, she would smack him so hard his grandmother would feel it.
I think
She has a violence problem.
I think
Hitting
she's,
people is how she works through her feelings.
if she hits you, that means she loves
She
you.
loves you. She's the barbarian.
Thank
of the
you.
group. She's the... Adrian is like the warlock, I guess. Liberty, why don't you show our guests to one of the extra bedrooms? Grant asked. Liberty nodded, grabbing Adrian's wrist and rushing up the stairs.
Seems nice.
Steve noted as they dashed up and away out of earshot. Grant nodded. He's a nice boy. I can see why Liberty likes him so much.
You think she'd be sick of him after being stuck with him for a little over a month?
Steve pointed out. He reminds me of Mara. Grant, he's got to work through that. They all need therapy.
That ain't right.
Grant added quietly, remembering Adrian's mother. The way he talks, the way he moves. He has her mannerisms.
It's almost like he's her son. Oh, well, you would think so. She did raise him, after all.
I know, He paused. I miss her more than I've let on, perhaps. Not the Mistress Fate. There it is. Not the Mistress Fate that the League has been battling, but the Mara Fate that was my best friend growing up. The girl I looked after from elementary to high school.
Things happen. You taught me that. Things happen and people change, and there's nothing we can do to stop it.
Steve recited. I know, I just wish I hadn't needed to change. I wish he was still my friend.
Aww. Don't we all?
God.
It's very sad that I'm gonna have to behead her at the end of this book.
Alright, we're recording again.
All right. Chapter 40.
Oh, your house is huge!
Adrian stated, looking around as he and Liberty walked down the hallway of the second floor. It was warmly lit with polished wood floors and cream-colored walls. Golden frame pictures hung on the wall depicting the League, Liberty in her childhood, and who he could only assume was Liberty's mother. Though she did look a lot like her father, Captain Justice, she looked a lot like this woman also.
No, I'm wrong. Huge is an understatement.
Liberty turned to the third door on the left and opened the door, revealing one of the spare bedrooms. The walls were painted royal purple, the carpeting was white, and the curtains on the window were golden and sheer.
Is everything in this house either purple, gold, or white?
Adrian asked, looking around. He dropped his backpack on one of the gold chairs. Even the bedding was purple and gold. He had a feeling that somehow he would get sick of those colors.
Pretty much.
Liberty laughed.
I'm kind of sick of it, to be honest. Everywhere you look, you can't escape from those same colors. Always present. Always there. Even at school.
That's right.
The school colors used to be blue and green, but after my dad took over the league, they changed the colors in his honor or something. I don't know. I don't think I was born yet.
Interesting. So, where's your room? You know, just in case I have a nightmare and need to come find you or something. What the hell?
Right, because even villain kids have nightmares.
Liberty rolled her eyes. She walked out the door.
Come on, it's just down the hall.
Horrific. She led Adrian 3 doors down and on the other side of the hall. Inside was something similar to the guest room. The walls were purple and the curtains were gold, but there were a lot more pictures and drawings and posters hanging on the walls.
Oh, there it is.
Standing on the wall.
The bed was freshly made with a Captain Justice comforter.
Girl, in your room? In your personal bedroom?
That ain't no,
Girl!
Mama.
Girl! Girl! Like some flowers or something. Floral. Purple floral. Why?
It's gotta match the rest of the room.
Oh my
So he
God.
can watch over her.
Matches the rest of the house.
Her sliding closet door was wide open, showing off her clothes that were mostly her father's colors, with the occasional pink or silver here or there. On the vanity there were several makeup items, along with perfume and lotion of every shape and size. Liberty had just about every color nail polish. One significant difference between Liberty's room and the guest room was that Liberty's was significantly larger. Her bed had a large golden canopy, and there was a lot more floor space with more chairs and a large flat screen TV. Liberty also appeared to have every movie known to man on Connor!
You're just like me for real.
Liberty Kitty!
Wow.
I'm gonna start punching y'all like Liberty does.
Start.
Huh? Wait.
Appeared to have every movie known to man on both Blu-ray and DVD.
Oh
Her
my
collection
God.
mostly consisted of chick flicks, Disney movies, and superhero movies, although many of the movies weren't even about heroes that acted,
Okay, there's
but
the
instead
answer.
about fictional heroes called the Avengers or the Justice League.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. All right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Liberty has walking into the room after him.
Sorry for my nerdiness.
I hate her so much. I'm sorry.
Liberty says derp,
Liberty?
unironically.
It says what?
Derp.
No way.
Adrian said, taking it all in.
This is awesome. You don't happen to have any comic books, do you?
What do you think?
She gave a look before picking up the remote that was sitting on her king-size bed. She clicked a button and a panel slid open on the wall, revealing a secret room full of shelves of
It's
comic
not
books
that
and graphic
serious.
novels.
A secret room? It's not that serious.
It came with the house. It was built in.
It came with the house. Holy shit.
Adrian gravitated towards it, his eyes wide with awe. All of the comic books he could imagine were right before him. Liberty walked in and clicked on the light. It was a filtered light on the ceiling of the small room, designed to protect the pages from fading.
Wow, she is. Wow.
Oh. Whoa.
I didn't think you would like comic books.
Liberty admitted.
I mean,
She pulled a comic off the shelf. On the cover, Mistress Fate and Captain Justice were duking it out, as they always were.
this.
Oh, okay. Has Captain Justice met his match? It read in big bold letters.
I don't know. Has he?
Adrian replied, smirking. Liberty handed him the book, and he slipped it out of its protective sleeve, leafing through the pages carefully.
Apparently not. It looks as though your father has sent my mother into the shadows once again. The comic creators know he only did that once, right?
Drama makes money.
Liberty shrugged. She
Why
looked
did you
through-
ribbit that like a frog?
trying to find one particular issue. She pulled it out and handed it to Adrian, as he handed her the first one to return to the shelf.
Oh, look. It's little you.
Adrian pointed to the depiction of infant Liberty on the cover.
Dog, he's so serious.
Can't believe
Girl
I'm
needs
typing
like
these words
better
out
help or
fingers.
something. Like Jesus. Like find somebody.
They just happened to censor the death of my mother from this one, but it's definitely in the previous issue.
Adrian's just the standing emoji. It's just like, I'm sorry.
Adrian's expression softened, and he handed her the issue back.
If you ever need to talk, you know I'm here, right?
I'll be there for you. I know.
Liberty nodded, smiling. She looked at her watch.
Well, my dad should be serving dinner soon. Do you want to finish our tour?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Adrian nodded. They walked out of the room, and Liberty sealed it off at the press of a button. As they left Liberty's bedroom, Adrian held his hand towards her, the tiniest bit, and she slipped her smaller hand into his, squeezing it softly. They walked back downstairs and into the main room.
Wowza.
I can't believe she just whipped it out like that. She's like, this one specifically. And then trauma dumped on him!
It'd be like that, you know?
Find you a girl like Liberty
Oh my
who
god.
beats
Do
the shit out of
not
you
find
and
you a
constantly
girl like
talks about her
Liberty.
dead mom. If that isn't the
Jesus.
dream girl, I don't know what is.
Oh
Like,
my god.
and
Red
she's
is not a color
quirky.
that exists. Red is not real.
The color red does not exist in this universe.
No.
She's not like other girls. Definitely.
I need to go sit in the fridge. I need to just go sit in the fridge. Pull the door shut. Just sitting there for a few minutes.
Chapter 41.
Adrian!
Liberty sing-songed, knocking on his door the next morning.
Oh, Adrian!
Is she gonna kill him? Hello?
He asked groggily, yawning as he opened the bedroom door. He saw that Liberty was wearing her pajamas, a pair of purple sweatpants and a yellow t-shirt that said World's Next World Saber.
Nice shirt.
Thanks.
Liberty said, looking down to see what she was wearing.
You wanted something?
Damn, me, I guess.
What you say me for?
I'm
Golly.
right.
Liberty thought back to what she was thinking about before Adrian had distracted her.
Just tell him breakfast. Breakfast is in 10. We're decorating the tree after.
Why so early?
Dad gets fewer calls to work in the morning.
Liberty answered. She tossed her ponytail over her shoulder as she turned and continued to walk down the hall.
Oh my god.
Adrian watched her go, too stuck in a daze to react. He shook his head and walked back into his room to freshen up a bit. After brushing his teeth and combing his hair, he managed to find his way through the huge house and into the kitchen.
You didn't get lost after all?
How do you like your eggs, Adrian?
Asked Grant, standing at the stove wearing his Kiss the Hero apron.
Scrambled.
The apron's the only thing he's wearing.
Our move. Scrambled. If it's not too much trouble, sir.
He answered politely. Liberty raised her eyebrows, obviously impressed with his sudden shift in attitude. She couldn't help but laugh a little at the very notion of Adrian Fate, the sassiest, sexiest boy she had ever met, turning into a puppy. Morgan, where'd you go? Morgan, come back here, Mama. What is that? What's that?
What's that right there?
What's that right there?
What is that?
Let's see what happened.
Whoa.
I live down here now.
As soon as he was faced with her father, she backtracked. Did I just call him sexy? She thought. Oh.
Or should I be saying this?
Yeah, I want you to do it. I want you to do it.
I want you to read it.
No. Go ahead, Mama.
Did I just call him sexy?
She thought.
Well, I mean, look at those toned arms. What am I doing? Stop it right now.
Are you okay, Liberty?
No.
Adrian asked, smirking, as he took a seat next to her on a stool in front of the island in the middle of the kitchen.
She's just sitting there like the horny grip meme. Gripping her knees.
Oh my god. Golly. Liberty blinked a few times before her gaze met his piercing green eyes. She blushed.
Yeah, I'm fine.
She mumbled, bringing her warm mug to her lips.
Warm muck to her lips. Hey, yo.
Golly.
Coffee, huh? I didn't think you were the coffee type.
Adrian noted.
Of course she
All
drinks
sorts
coffee.
about her this
That-
break.
I know, I'm just laughing at the quirky comic book reading coffee drinker. Oh my god, she's so different.
Her.
I am.
With lots of, it was very hard not to get out of the Adrian accent. With lots of creamer and sugar, maybe.
Steve chuckled. He was seated across from them at the island in the middle of the kitchen. Grant placed plates of steaming scrambled eggs in front of Adrian and Liberty. Liberty grabbed the bag of shredded cheese and sprinkled sharp cheddar shreds onto her eggs.
Thanks, Dad.
Liberty said.
Looks great.
Anytime, kiddo.
He smiled, hanging his apron on the peg on the wall, and sitting beside Steve. Silent in the
The
center
ass naked.
It was
Dad,
the way.
apron off. Looks great.
It was the way that you read "peg on the wall," like bombastic side eye, like peg on the wall.
I can't do my eyebrow thing. I'm doing the rock eyebrow thing.
I can't.
Adrian, do you want any coffee?
Yes, please, sir.
Adrian requested.
Cream and sugar?
Oh,
No thanks.
Adrian declined.
I like my coffee black, like my men.
Oh.
Oh my god. Girl,
Yeah.
shut up. I'm sorry.
He lives on Reddit. She lives on Pinterest. Can I make it any more obvious?
Like his soul.
Liberty murmured into her mug, smiling devilishly.
Really don't like her.
Sharp decline in Liberty approval.
Yeah, like she's become more annoying.
Literally.
Adrian smirked and rolled his eyes. Grant turned on the coffee matching.
Oop.
That's how you spell machine.
And brewed a cup of coffee for Adrian. He set it on the island in the center of the kitchen in a purple mug that said, "It must be fate," with a picture of his mother on it.
Why does he just have this? Why does he just have his mug? Why?
He admired the mug. He had never seen anything quite like it, but being a hero with such a name as Captain Justice, Adrian figured he could get pretty much whatever he wanted anyways.
Cool mug, Mr. Justice, sir. Jesus Christ.
He complimented genuinely. Steve chuckled.
I was wondering. Oh, nope, that's a Steve line.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Proceed, sir.
I was wondering which mug he would stick you with. I guess it was fate.
I'd beat all their asses. I'd go back to the cell.
Set the house
Personally, I just start swinging these scrambled eggs. Steve waited for the others to laugh at his god-awful pun, but no one did.
Shut up.
Liberty
You always
laughed.
telling somebody to shut up. Bitch, you
What?
shut
Damn.
up.
Phil, you didn't let her finish. It gets better.
Wishing she could punch him from across the table.
You're terrible.
Thank you, thank you.
Steve bowed mockingly.
You're too kind.
You're hilarious.
Liberty sneered dryly. She took another sip of her sweet coffee before continuing to finish her breakfast. Oh, mama.
I do not like these people. Can we get to the world ending? Or is
I
there
know.
not? Is this really just going to be romance for the rest of the? Oh my god!
I do think there is a final battle. I don't remember how it happens. I remember there's a big dramatic moment between Liberty and Adrian. I don't remember anything.
We only got
else.
like 50 pages to get there.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah, aren't the Hocus Pocus witches coming back?
We're reaching the point where you can feel the NaNoWriMo crunch. Like, at the beginning, I was taking it a little slower, I think, and now it's just like, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, like, rapidly, like, writing this garbage.
Garbage.
Garbage, period.